Welcome to Analytics Unplugged. I'm Andrea Hektner, content marketer at Buxton, and with me today is Katie Wayles, Buxton's own social media guru. And together we're going to dig into some big marketing buzzwords surrounding personalization, like personas, cohorts, segments, and profiles. And the reason why I wanted to cover this topic is because when I do my own research, try to learn and grow more as a marketer, I come across these terms, and oftentimes they're used synonymously, which can be pretty confusing. So I wanted to clear the air and explore what these terms are, how they differ, and also how we can leverage them to enhance our marketing strategies based on our unique business needs. So Katie, it's great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so before we dig into what these terms are, I'd like to just set the stage and kind of cover the why behind this topic.
So at Buxton, you know this, we always say that we're obsessed with customers. And so through connecting retailers and marketers with their unique customer bases, we've identified that the best way to conceptualize your customers is through this process of personification. And all the personification is just humanizing your customer base. So putting a name to a face and then being able to tie back behaviors and preferences and things like that.
All right, now that we've set the stage, I'd like to start with marketing personas. Can you give us a quick definition?
So a persona is a fictional characterization based on actual characteristics of your observed customers. So you tap into your first-party data and you combine that with third-party data to identify your customers' demographics, their unique marketing preferences, needs, preferred channels, things like that.
Awesome. So these are kind of like those fun, catchy descriptions that brands usually have, like fitness-focused Fiona.
Yes, exactly. And so, all of that is just kind of attaching this name that really brings up those unique characteristics that define that customer base and that persona. So you can use this fictional person to kind of represent your actual customers. And by tapping into your persona, you're able to really humanize that person and speak better to them. So, for instance, Fitness Fiona, let's say that you're launching a unique franchise fitness concept. For Fiona, she might prefer words like strength or endurance, resilience, things like that. You've identified that she's a woman, her age range, her income, and then you can go in and tap into the words that will resonate most with her in your marketing messages. Versus, let's say your second ICP is Couch Potato Katie. She's going to resonate differently with different messaging and concepts. So she might like words like simplicity, ease, comfort, those softer words that just speak more to her unique needs and preferences.
Got it. So when you use personas, this is something you develop early on in the process, not like while you're about to launch a campaign, right?
Right. So this is something that it's when you're doing a new product or entering a new market or trying to kind of revamp your branding. It's just an exercise that really helps you identify this unique customer base.
Great. Yeah. And so as marketers, this is something we definitely tackled early on in our career. So brands likewise should definitely tackle this early on in the process rather than later.
Definitely.
Okay. So what differentiates personas from, say, cohorts? Cohorts sound a little bit more technical.
So not necessarily. Cohorts, the only thing that really differentiates them is that you're grouping customers together based on their interactions with a campaign within a certain defined time frame. So this can be a promotion or a certain marketing campaign or maybe some sort of deal that you offered.
Okay, so cohorts, do you determine who a cohort is before launching a campaign, after launching a campaign?
So you'll get the insights for this cohort group after you've launched a campaign and after you've seen their unique behavior in relation to the campaign. So just for an example, let's go with our fitness concept like before, and say that you offered a promotional free trial for Black Friday. The customers that tapped into that free trial for Black Friday might be motivated differently than different customers. So within this particular cohort, you're able to track their customer journey and life cycle to see how these type of customers respond. And then you can use that to anticipate future campaigns and future responses of like-minded customers.
Got it. So these are bottom of the funnel insights that inform your marketing strategy on how to capture these consumers in the future.
Right.
So next up is segments. This is one that I'm familiar with. Probably everyone at Buxton is familiar with this one, as we're big on segmentation here. So whereas personas were more of a blueprint, a fictional representation of the ideal customer, segments is more of a group of actual customers based on shared characteristics, both demographically and psychographically. So an example of a segment, a mosaic segment that we use at Buxton is golf carts and
Gourmet. Golf carts and gourmet.
Thank you. Yes. Golf carts and gourmet. So these people, let's say, are very interested in working out, but they're also probably older, upper class, probably living in private communities. So these consumers in this segment are probably going to be interested in a pickleball club or a low impact sport like swimming or golf.
Exactly. And so just categorizing them by these unique profiles and these segments, it helps you really tailor your marketing campaign. And so this is formed by your first party data, but somewhere like Buxton, we also enrich that data with our third party insights and then use customer analytics to group those together so that you can find them throughout the country.
So it sounds like it's extremely powerful when it comes to personalized marketing strategies because it is getting insights from real data from real consumers. And like you said, it also is using first-party data, but it strengthens that first-party data because it's providing insights also not just on the actual customers, but on people who perhaps haven't interacted with or bought from your brand yet. All right, so we have covered personas, we have covered cohorts, we've covered segments. Now, last but not least, we have profiles.
Yes, and these are definitely not least. They're the most granular and most descriptive. So these describe specific customers, so an individual customer and how they've reacted with your company. So this can be anything from website visits to your purchase history, different behaviors with your brand or your website. And it's just identifying these people on a very specific individual level. So profiles are really great if you're going to be personalizing these efforts to customers that already exist in your database.
Got it. Well, since they're so specific and granular, it probably doesn't make sense for larger organizations that have such a diverse customer base. Do profiles make more sense for smaller brands?
So not necessarily.
Okay.
Just because of all the new technologies that are coming about with new marketing automation and different ways that you can personalize. AI. Yep, we love AI. And scale those conversations. So by tapping into new technologies, you should be able to, as a smaller or larger company, be able to really tap into those specific personalized messaging.
Is this something brands can do in-house or do they need to outsource it?
If you do it in-house, it's not going to be quite as robust as it would be if you outsourced this. Just because it's so individual, it's really helpful to enrich that data with third-party insights and also the customer analytics that you need to really interpret that data in a way that's meaningful and useful.
To learn more about Buxton, visit our website at buxtonco.com.